Joining us for breakfast this morning, Wing Commander A.P. Singh, Flight Lieutenant Ajay Dasrathi, and Flight Lieutenant Abhinandan. And gentlemen, I hope you're hungry because this looks like it's just about enough for us.
May I suggest that you all get your plates filled first, because once he starts, there's going to be nothing.
So you waiting for someone over here or?
No, we leave the place blank.
You leave it empty? Why is that?
This is supposed to be for the commanding officer. Nobody is supposed to take his place.
So whether the commanding officer is here or not here, this chair will be left. I must confess, there are dhabas around this country where a seat has been left empty for me. If I ever go.
Now, is there a specific plan for what types of food you all are eating before you go on a flight or after a flight, or the food you eat?
The idea of breakfast in the Air Force is basically called a pre-flight meal. We get a special ration for that to ensure that your mental ability is not degraded. It ensures that your G tolerance remains what it's supposed to be. Because in an empty stomach, your G tolerance reduces.
So what are some of the attributes that you think are important to be a SC-30 pilot?
Attitude.
Good attitude or bad attitude?
Good attitude. Bad attitude.
Bad attitude. I saw a board up there that said aggression or aggressiveness.
I'm practicing to be a fighter pilot.
You're a Buddhist?
Yes. I'm going to be a Buddhist fighter pilot.
Really?
Yeah.
So you drop flowers? Just to let them know that you got them. So, do the two of you fly together or?
Yeah, we've flown together.
But do you have the same buddy throughout as you're flying, or do you keep changing?
You keep changing. We don't have a single constant buddy, so
Right.
keep changing. It's good to fly with everybody.
So is it more like a pilot and a navigator, or is it just both can do whatever they want?
No, it's a team.
Okay.
So there's a pilot and a weapon system operator. The roles are very clearly defined.
This is truly, it's a great responsibility that's been put on you guys. How do you sort of have a sense of what it really is to fly one of these machines for your country?
Yes, but what really lets us do that is the kind of training that we've gone through. The fact that we are fighter pilots means that I trust Dusty with my life. He trusts me with his, and this is blind faith. There are no two ways about it. It doesn't matter whether you have 30 years of service or 10 years of service or like Dusty 4 years of service. It just doesn't matter.
Coming from a 26-year-old, I'm very impressed, Abhinandan. I think I'm going to take another helping of sausage just for that, but well said here. These are some of the insights that most of us who are on the outside forget. This is what the armed service is all about. It's a team. So, sir, you've been flying for a long time now. How many years is that?
Last 15 years.
15 years. If you enter a room full of officers, can you recognize the fighter pilots? Do they have that?
If we have a reply at the back there, yes.
It's a big joke amongst us fighter pilots. And if you enter a room, you don't need to know who is a fighter pilot. They'll come and tell you that they are the fighter pilot.
You also know who is not.
We're in what's called the flying cloth room, where the pilots come in to get ready, put on their helmets, and these things called the G-suit, I think.
The G-suit is there to counter the G-force. Now, this is a very respect-worthy force, although that's not why it's called G-force. It's a force that all pilots must deal with when they're up in the air.
And to tell you more about the G-force and what they're doing right now is Squad Leader Abbott, or as his call sign is Abby. Abby, tell us about this suit that you're wearing here.
The Earth normally pulls us with about 1 G.
Right.
So in the aircraft, we can generate G forces up to about 9 to 10. So that pulls all our blood down to our lower limbs, to prevent the blood from going towards our legs, and so that it goes more towards the brain and you can retain consciousness and you can do the activities that you're supposed to do. Basically fly and fight and shoot down the enemy. You need this G suit. there are air pockets in them which fill with air or some kind of other gas, depending on the type of aircraft, which will prevent the blood from squeezing down towards your legs.
Fantastic. So when you say 10 times, 7, 8, 10 times the gravitational force, if my friend here is 110 kilos, he'll become 770.
Yeah, at 7G he'll become 770.
Oh my God, you can imagine in those brief few seconds that we stood here, all these air warriors, the pilots that you see around you, have managed to get into their suits, into their G suits, and are ready to go. That was really quick, guys. So in case there's an emergency and you're required to run out, how fast do you think you can deploy wearing your suits and ready to go into action?
Maybe under a minute.
Under a minute?
Yeah.
I think it's about time for us to get out of the way. Gentlemen, all the best with your sortie.
Okay guys, enough talk. Remember to point, shoot, lock on, and watch the 6.
We're with the Air Officer commanding of this Air Force station, sir. Thank you very much for having us here.
You're most welcome.
Thanks, sir. Nice meeting you. Sir, are you still flying? That's the first question. Do you still fly every now and then?
Yes, I fly a lot.
And how's that feeling?
It's a great feeling to be up in the air and fly with all the young boys, my station.
What are some of the things that you look for, sir, in a pilot, in a fighter pilot, especially a Su-30 pilot?
Basically, a fighter pilot needs to be a good professional, very aggressive, and he should be physically fit with a lot of mental stamina and an ability to remain alert for extended periods. You have to be alert at all times.
My father used to be in the Air Force, and he once said to me they had a saying that the more you sweat in peace, the less you'll bleed in war. So is that an Air Force saying, or is it just...
No, it's a saying with all war-fighting operators that it's to do with your training. The better you train, the more competent you are to fight.
We're with some very important people over here right now. With me is Warrant Officer N.K. Yadav and Junior Warrant Officer Hansraj. What is the role of you and your crew once these aircraft are on the ground?
We are preparing the aircraft for their serviceability. We are ensuring that aircraft should be prepared in time and as per the mission requirement, and signing an airworthiness certificate for this aircraft. Without signing the certificate, the aircraft cannot go in air.
Can't go. So once you sign, the aircraft can leave.
Yes.
So if you sign, we can take an aircraft and go, you're the important man.
Certainly you should be capable of flying the aircraft, and if you are with the certification, then only.
This is a very...
You're going to be able to flying this aircraft. And anyways, I wouldn't want to fly something where I can't find the horn.
I'm in the right seat though. I've got the weapons cabinet. This is where all the action happens and all the weapons are fired from. I love being here. What's been really enjoyable for me has been spending the day with the Hawks from the 24th Squadron. These men, these officers, these boys, the ground staff take a huge amount of responsibility on their shoulders and deliver it every day, day after day. That's something to be in awe of, and that's what we are right now. We've had a lot of fun. In fact, we even enjoyed the food a hell of a lot because they eat well, especially for breakfast, huh?